Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. We are going to get the show started in a moment. For those of you on the more interactive Zoom side of things, we would like as many of you as are comfortable to remain unmuted during the show for laughter and applause between songs. But please remain quiet during the songs. In order to be unmuted, you must be in a quiet space. That means phones on silent, no dogs barking, no children running around, or the thunderous crunching of potato chips. Just like in a movie theater or a real concert. But if you would like to volunteer to be unmuted during the show, you will need to find the Raise Your Hand button. To find it, go to the bottom of your screen to find the Participant button. Once you click it, you will see a window pop open at the right side of your screen. At the bottom of that list of names, you will see this blue hand, the Raise Your Hand button. If you click this button, you are signaling the text that you are in a quiet space and would like to volunteer to be unmuted. If you find yourself muted again, do not take it personally. Sometimes there is a noise in the background that can interfere with the show that you can't hear, such as computer fans kicking on, things like that. Thank you very much, and with that, I'd like to get the show started with a little video about tonight's partner. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mustard's Retreat.
Hi, everybody!
Thank you. Oh man, that was
Whitehall.
Heart skipped a beat when I saw that beautiful theater again.
We had the most wonderful time. We had wonderful music, friends, new family, and
Yeah, Libby found out that she and Beth Beeman, thank you Beth, who runs the theater, and her sister, they were relatives.
related by marriage, and it was just, that was the icing on the cake for us for Whitehall.
So we're going to start with a fall song here. There's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you wear matched the flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night where the moon shines so bright. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Off the floor and back again, a long time lovers, best of friends, through the changes and the years we have remained. And the spark is now aglow, waiting only breath to blow. We're like kindling once again into a flame. Summer leans into the fall, full of stories to recall. Apple wine and autumn wind, in the company of friends. And then the music fine and sweet, lift the years from off our feet, and remember times we'll never see again. And there's dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you wear matched the flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Won't you come along with me?
Yeah. Well, that's how we do it in Whitehall. Just saying.
That's right. So, I just had first
That time
in my
of
life-
year.
I had Japanese sweet potatoes today.
Is that what those
Japanese sweet potatoes. Our friend Helene Korolenko, who runs the New Bedford Folk Festival, raved about them. So she got me to buy some slips, and I planted them. And I dug up the first ones. They were delicious today. It's harvest time. And this is a song by Greg Brown about this time of year. I've got peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. There's a root cellar, fruit cellar down below. Duck your head now, down you go. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. What with the snow, the economy and everything, I think I'll stay down here and eat until spring. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. When I go see my grandma, I gain a lot of weight. With her dear hand, she gives me plate after plate. She cans the pickles, sweet and dill, cans the songs of the whippoorwill, and the morning dew and the evening moon. And I've really got to go see her pretty soon, 'cause these canned food you buy at the store, they ain't got the summer in them anymore. And you bet Grandma, sure as you're born, I'll take some more potatoes in a thunderstorm. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes on the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. So let those December winds billow and blow. I'm as warm as a July tomato. I've got peaches on the shelf, potatoes on the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. Thank you.
Canned food.
My introduction to canned food when I was growing up in Branford, Connecticut. Down in the basement, there's a big old white cabinet, and there were all these red jars in there, tomatoes. I mean, I think it could have been my great grandmother that put them up. They were so old. I don't think we ever ate any of them.
Plums. I remember stewed plums in a jar.
Really?
Yeah, they were good too. We had a plum tree.
Well, I guess we're kind of fall and food. thinking. So this song is about barbecue. Now I don't know if we ever had any. Maybe my mom can answer it because she's here tonight. My mom would make all sorts of experimental dishes and try them out on us, and which she still does. I mean, she's just, she has a low threshold of wonder, and that may be where I got it. But she's always trying something new. I remember when she tried fried bananas. This was back in the '60s. Well, they weren't. I didn't find them as yummy, but now I can't remember where I was going because I got distracted by it.
Fried bananas.
But oh yeah, so barbecue. I mean, I don't remember us ever having barbecue growing up in Connecticut. I mean, it was like, I remember when the first pizza joint opened in our town, and we went out to have pizza. We never went out to eat, but I don't remember ever having barbecue. So I'm not part of the barbecue culture, but when Michael and I were down in Texas at the Kerrville Folk Festival, Libby was there too. We ran into a couple guys who almost came to fisticuffs about the best barbecue. One was from Oklahoma, one was from Texas, and they were just like adamant about. I was like, wow, this is my first my first Southern experience here. So anyway, so I decided to write a song about barbecue, and the final verse just finished like 4 or 5 years ago, because I felt something was missing, and I thought, we need a verse about barbecue in the UP of Michigan.
Wow, there you go.
Now, so for you, all of you who, here's Michigan. I'm not even going to ask you about that. That's all right. Michigan's like here is the UP. This is where Whitehall is. This is where we are in Ann Arbor. This is the UP, and they call us, we call them Yoopers up there, Yoopers, and they call us trolls because we live below the bridge. But but I thought I'd write a verse about barbecue in the UP, and not knowing that if they had barbecue at all. But what they do have, and you guys have got to be in the know on this, they do have pasties. They are brought over from the miners who came over from Cornwall and Wales. And it's kind of heavy-duty pastry with a,
rutabagas, rutabaga turnips,
potatoes. The women would bake them up for their husbands who went down into the mines for lunch, and they would stay hot or stay at least warm. So I thought I'd write this, write a song about it. I was so thrilled. We were up in Crystal Falls, up in mid UP, and I wrote this song, and I said, at the end of it, I said, I don't know anything about barbecue up here, but you guys have got to educate me so I can tell the world. And they just looked at me and they said, we don't have barbecue. We just do ketchup. Now, some people will get that because pasties, you either eat them with ketchup or gravy, but, no barbecue. So, but I still wrote the song, so. Down in Savannah, they claim a way of cooking that'll make you clap your hands like a child. While in Vermont, that maple syrup, they'll tell anyone who'll hear it, is the ingredient to make you smile. In the woods of Louisiana, on a bayou, cooks my grandma. Folks travel for miles around. Kinda sweet, kinda sassy, little funky, always classy. It's the local definition of style. Barbecue, barbecue. It'll cure whatever ailing you. Thicker than the mud from a Mississippi flood. You can draw till your night turns blue. but you'll never win the argument about the best barbecue. Honest Yago came down from Chicago with a bit of a superior tone. Trying to sell his ribs, I eat them with a bib. It's so good that make it on the bone. Now it's a local superstition that no matter your condition, you'll be humbled by the time you're through. That man trembled in the ground, threw his head back and howled, begged for the recipe to barbecue. How do you do? You get the shakes, then a fever, it'll make you a believer. You'll be testifying when you're through. Cook it slow and steady, don't rush to get it ready. It takes time to make a quality brew of that toe curling, knitting, curling, solid sterling barbecue. Driving through the UP, spirits kind of droopy, we detected a familiar scent. Turned left down a 2-track, stiffened to the outback. We came to the revival tent. There were angels dancing in a ring who said there's just one thing, that punctures are heavenly bliss. All eternity's divine, but you know it's a crime. We got nothing here as good as this. Barbecue, barbecue. Well, there's nothing you won't say you do, but don't slap it on your pasty. That would just be nasty. In a pinch, it makes a mighty fine view. That toe curling, knitting, purling, solid sterling barbecue. All that boot stomping, gator chomping, hell's a popping barbecue. All that psychedelic, angelic, problematic barbecue. So I know there are a bunch of New Englanders there, and nobody, and you know, I grew up in Connecticut. Libby was had never been to New England until a couple of years ago, but she lived southeast, Savannah, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and we were on tour up in the UP, and we came across a restaurant that was advertising the world's famous clam chowder. Mm-hmm. And we were both a bit skeptical. Here we are in rural UP, Michigan, but we both ordered it because we wanted it. Libby got it first, and she took the first bite, and her head came up, and her eyes got big. So
world famous. This stuff was good. Really
you know,
good.
if we could have bought 5 gallons of it, I would have. I mean, they have a cook at this restaurant. Whenever they have it, it sells out. What's the name of the
Silver Lake Resort?
Silver Lake Resort. And
Little tiny place.
You know, and so we'll if anybody wants to know, if you're coming out to visit the UP,
Best clam chowder ever.
It was, and there are places for the best pasty too. So not all pasties are made equal.
Oh,
so,
there's some good pasties in the UP.
So we're going to talk to you. We're going to teach you a little Uper-ese about how they talk, just so if you go out there, you're not disoriented. Hope you don't mind when an old man sings. Helps me to keep my mind on things. When I go where the animals thrive, I sing the song on the treacherous drive. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare here, dare 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 everywhere. That's your part. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare here, dare 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 everywhere. At Dawn in fields and carnivorous groves, bucks and does come alive in droves. Just when you think that the coast is clear, there in the road is the white-tailed deer.
Dem deer, deer, here.
Dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. Dem deer, deer, here. Dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. In venison lands as the day goes by, deer lay low while the sun is high. Sun goes down, night draws near, twilight brings out the white-tailed deer. Dem deer, deer, here. Dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. Dem deer, deer, here. Dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. Bucks bed down where the tall grass grows. Fawns they doze where the doze does doze there, doze here, and those are the habits of the white-tailed deer. Dem deer, deer, here, dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. Dem deer, deer, here, dem deer, 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 here, deer, 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 everywhere. Oh, nothing like a little earworm on a Tuesday night. That song, I learned that song from Claudia Schmidt. And written by Peter and Lou Berryman from Wisconsin. Now, maybe I don't know. You know,
we're regional tonight.
Yeah, you know, I say things here, and my sister corrects me in the chat. In the chat, I tell a story, and she goes, "No, that wasn't the case." but. So I got out to Michigan, and in Michigan we celebrate in late winter by
chasing of spring.
That's right. So and this and you know, I don't know what you do in Whitehall because you know you don't have, you've got Indiana to the south of you, but this is what we do over on the eastern side of the state. Whoops, okay. I'm heading down south, way down south. I'm gonna find me some wide open spaces. My view embraces the lay of the land. This Michigan man is off in search of exotic places. I'd go to Florida, but it's too far. I'm driving my car, ain't gonna fly over, and that is why I'm going to Ohio. Ohio, don't you know? Ohio, Ohio, there we go. There we go, Ohio. Now some folks travel near and far to Istanbul. What a gay petty,
La la.
let them be as they may. Half a day away is far enough for me. My restless heart is full of wonder for the land down under. The clouds that lie in the big blue sky above Ohio. Ohio, but don't you know? Ohio, Ohio, here we go. Here we go, Ohio. Way down below, oh, child. Sing sweet and low, oh, child. Sing 3, 5, 4, oh, child. Can't sing no more, oh, child. Love that song. That was written by our friend Jim Beiser. Jim Beiser, we'll send out tonight to Beth down in Columbus, Ohio, who's here. Thanks for being here, Beth. And
there's Lindsay, Dave.
I know, you know, we can't see everybody who. Well, just so we can just do this.
Do that for
because
us.
once we start. Oh, so there's Marcy from my high school. Thank you for coming, and Dave Waring from another person from out in Connecticut. Thank you for coming, Dave. And I know.
Now
All
we
right,
know.
all right. So
Now we know who we're singing to. I'll play bass sounds.
And people who are on Facebook or YouTube and they want to send a chat along, we'll see if we can see them at some point. We can't right now. So this is a song I wrote.
Hopelessly?
Oh no.
Keeping you honest, David. Keeping you honest.
That's right. Her eyes are better than mine. So we're gonna do another Midwest song. In these divisive times, I think another Michigander, Joel Mabus, wrote this song back in the early '80s, dedicated to the fact that we have more in common than our differences. Now, if you live life in the middle and not on the edge, you're hopelessly Midwestern. And if a big Saturday means clipping the hedge, you're hopelessly Midwestern. You like to shop at Sears, drink a lot of iced tea, like to dance the polka and to watch TV. Then the jury is in and the critics agree, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Now you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. Now if you think every highway should be flat and straight, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Oh, and if you still think that sushi looks a lot like bait, you're hopelessly Midwestern. You like your potatoes mashed, your chicken fried, your green beans boiled, and your apples pie. And home sweet home is your double wide. You're hopelessly Midwestern. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Like you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. Now, if annual rainfall is a real big topic, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Oh, and if the Pocono Mountains sound kind of exotic, you're hopelessly Midwestern. If you like Gerald Ford as much as Betty, and a big cornfield looks mighty pretty, and you'd rather go to hell than to New York City, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Now you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. all neighbors wrote that.
Okay, now this is one of David's songs. Next, one that is truly a favorite.
You know, our next show coming up in a couple of weeks, we're doing one for the Ark here in Arbor. We're actually going to go down and perform at the Ark. It's not going to be a Zoom show. It's going to be streamed out to Facebook and YouTube. But if folks have got requests, I always keep forgetting that. But if there's songs you'd really like to hear, just let us know, and we'll try to do them. In the heart of the winter, the year I turned 10, my father he took sick and died. With a scratchy old farm, 6 kids in lean times, Mama fought pretty hard to get by. Spring was turning to summer when a man came traveling through. Said he'd work till the harvest was all stored away, and that meals in a room made me do. It was that or the banks, so my mom signed him on. His name was Jeremy Brown. On the front porch we'd gather when dinner was done, and the evening was settling down. And he'd tell us his stories of traveling, sing of old friends and places he'd been. And he mended our hearts on those long summer nights, taught me to smile once again. He'd sing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry. Yes, to cry, how I cry. But the answers, they'll come by and by. He worked hard as two men, was quick with a grin, though a distance remained in his eyes. And he never did say why he took to the road, and we knew well enough not to pry. But he understood how I was feeling, or at least to me that's how it seemed. Late at night, as I lay in my bed, his songs they'd run through my dreams, singing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry. Yes, to cry, how I cried. But the answers, they'll come by and by. October it came, the last corn was in, and Jeremy packed up to go. Heading down south was about all he would say. If he'd be back, he just didn't know. But I think that I knew as he held me, when somehow I could smile through the tears, that if I needed a friend, I would find him again in this song that I've sung all these years. I sing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. Ooh, it's a sad and a sweet thing to cry. Yes, to cry, how I've cried. And the answers, they've come by and by. Ooh. There's a time and a place for goodbyes. Ooh. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry. Yes, to cry, how I cried. And the answers, they'll come by and by.
It's beautiful. I love that song.
Thank you. Well,
It's hard to put 15 songs together when you've been with somebody for 45 years and there's such an incredible amount of material that David has written. It's quite thrilling, really. So we do pick these shows out individually, by the way.
yep, never.
Just for you tonight. Never done the same show twice.
Never done the same show twice. 7,000 shows. It's yeah. I wonder what the odds are if you do 24 songs a show, and you've
Oh my
done
God.
7,000 shows.
Stop. He has every set we've ever done in 45 years, so there's probably statistically, if somebody ever wanted to write all that down, you know, you could.
That's right. My mom's a mathematician, so she'll probably have it figured out here.
How many times have we sung Mother Lode?
That's right.
Okay, this one's called City Beat.
Well, it's hard times in this winter city, though the falling snow kind of makes it look pretty. Colored lights, Christmas coming on, well, they shine like stars and then they're gone. Sidewalks echo full of restless feet that are keeping time with that city beat. Now old Joe's got a steel guitar, used to make his living playing in the bars. Now he spends his time at the park, playing for nickels from dawn to dark. Night finds him sleeping out on the street. Well, he's just a part of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky, but dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk, and somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Somebody sing, next block down. I can't hear the words, but there's joy in that sound. Past the dark edge of sorrow, it smiles like a friend, and it lifts my feet as I get moving again. The melody lingers, it's both bitter and sweet, singing out the rhythm of that city beat. Just a second here. I just have to, I have to admit somebody here. All right,
Nancy,
Nancy Hershatter from
we had to let you in the middle of the song.
Right. Singing off the rhythm of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky. Dreams are the wings on which we fly.
Thank you, Brian.
And the alleys they whisper, neighborhoods talk, and somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Well, the morning's hazy, full of fog and steam. It swirls and disappears like some elusive dream. And the city fills in a long, deep breath and it takes you in, and you do your best. The story is always changing as it plays and repeats, and it keeps in time with that city beat.
I like that song.
All right, I don't think we're going to have time to do. You're going to do okay. Well, let's do that. We always have more songs to sing than we have time for. So this is a song that Michael, our former third partner, and I wrote to celebrate the volunteers who keep this. Wait a second, I've got to admit somebody else from my high school. So,
Branford High night here tonight, folks.
That's right. So David North, thank you. Nice to have you here. David's now a reporter. He was a TV reporter out on Long Island, and now he does special productions for them. He's really done well for himself. He and I used to be pages at the local library. We'd run around the roof of the building until he got caught. But this is a song about the volunteers that keep this whole thing going. Thank you so much. There is a crew of volunteers at the Playhouse at White Lake. We are doing this as it's a fundraiser for us, but also for the Playhouse at White Lake. They have an extraordinary crew, and I'm really, really serious about this. If you ever get the chance, they have live shows online. I saw a couple of one-act plays by women back in the summer that were just terrific. It was just terrific. I was mesmerized. And so they do that, and they're doing virtual things. So please take a look at their website, and it's just a great bunch of great crew. So this is so for those of you who know this song, it's called "Let's Hear It for the Volunteers," and it is a sing along and it's a shout along, and you can all do it wherever you are. So. Well, Jenny's a baker, she works all night. She smiles like an angel on a mountain bike. She made the cookies and they taste just right. Jenny is a volunteer. Well, they open the halls in the afternoon and help performers to stay in tune. They'll be cleaning up by the light of the moon. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Heaven put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear for the volunteers. And there goes Spike. He's seen it all, but he's the one who let the curtain fall. I was changing clothes and I moved you all. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And Kathy's the one in the yellow pants. She loves the music and she sure can dance. And with her computer now, she writes grants. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Heaven put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And then there's Andy. He works the sound. A thunderstorm's coming and he looks around. He's all patched in, but he's lost his ground. Let's hear it for the volunteers. Well, it ain't for the money money because they work for free. It's a great dysfunctional family. It's all for the music and the company. Let's hear the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Let them put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Let them put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear for the volunteers. Thank you. All right, so Dave Waring here, who's here from Connecticut, from works at a library, and my friend David North works at a library. My sister worked at a library. I worked at a library, and probably a number of you did. And this Playhouse, it opened in 1916. So I'm going to kind of dedicate this. This was written around that time by a New York newspaper guy named Guy Wetmore Carroll. Guy Wetmore Carroll. And he may have been the originator of the fractured fairy tale because he loved to take fairy tales and give them a little twist. So this song is called, or this poem is called, The Embarrassing Episode of Little Miss Muffet. Now, Little Miss Muffet discovered a tuffet, which hadn't occurred to the rest of us. And as was a June day and just about noonday, she wanted to eat like the best of us. Her diet was whey, and I hasten to say it is wholesome, and people grow fat on it. The spot being lonely, the lady not only discovered the tuffet, but sat on it. A rivulet gabbled beside her and babbled, as rivulets always are thought to do, and dragonflies sported around and cavorted, as poets say dragonflies ought to do. When glancing aside for a moment, she spied a horrible sight that brought fear to her. A hideous spider was sitting beside her, and most unavoidably near to her. Albeit unsightly, the creature politely said, "Madam, I earnestly vow to you I'm penitent that I did not bring my hat. I should otherwise certainly bow to you." Though eager to please, he was so ill at ease that he lost all his sense of propriety, and grew so inept that he clumsily stepped in her plate, which is barred in society. This curious error completed her terror. She shuddered, and growing much paler, not only left Tuffet, but dealt him a buffet, which doubled him up in a sailor's knot. Now it should be explained that at this he was pained. He cried, "I have vexed you, no doubt. Your fists like a truncheon. You're still in my luncheon," was all that she answered. "Get out!" The moral is this: be it madam or miss, to whom you have something to say, it is only absurd if you get in the curd, but it's rude if you get in the way. I love that. I love being part of preserving everything, the nonsense and the not.
What do you think there, Davey? You want to do this one?
Yep. Where did you get this song, Libby?
I got this song from a chat room friend named Margaret Dennison. She gave this to me just before she passed away. It's written by Ken Staines out of the Houston area, I believe. I'm going to try it for you tonight. There's a price that we pay for the way that we live, and there's a price that we place on our own precious time. Some sell themselves dearly, Some give it all away, something without a reason or rhyme. And the hardest lesson I learned in this life is how to get out of my way, to step into the moment, step into the light, let nothing take that away. Some sell themselves for money, some sell themselves for love, some sell themselves for pleasure, for some power from above. But if my grandchildren wonder what I did with my life, I sold it for a song. Well, I don't know the answers to a single blessed thing. I don't know who we are, where we come from, or why. It just fills up the holes in my soul when I sing. So I'll just keep doing what I love. Some sell themselves for money, some sell themselves for love, some sell themselves for pleasure, or some power from above. But if my grandchildren wonder what I did with my life, I sold it for a song. There's a price that we pay for the way that we live, and there's a price that we place on our own precious time. Some sell themselves dearly, some give it all away, something without a reason or rhyme. Thank you, everybody.
So how are we doing on time? You know, let's do Hammer.
Okay.
And then, so like we said when we were over in Whitehall at the Playhouse last year, we were playing with Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul and Mary. And it's just always such an honor to work with somebody who is just so dedicated to humanity.
Right. Just plain
Yeah.
right as opposed to wrong.
Yeah, it's like, he just, he spent the last month, well, he got Linda Ronstadt to do a big interview with him.
Amazing.
And he was working with the kids from Parkland school, where the kids were mass shooting, and they wrote a bunch of songs, and
he's working the vote, getting the vote out. It's wonderful, very inspiring.
So this is one of the Peter, Paul and Mary's first hits. I remember in 1970 or so, they were playing their farewell tour, and they had a show at the Yale Bowl, and I went to see them. I had a hammer in the morning, a hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. And the If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. And if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. Now I've got a hammer and I've got a bell, I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land, all over this land, all over this land.
I love that song.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to do a couple more, take a short break, and then we'll be back for our after party with some
Special guests.
Special guests. So, you know, Libby and I used to sing this song. Michael and I used to sing it. We all used to sing it. But back in the days when we were playing in the Rathskeller of the Heidelberg here in Ann Arbor, this Michael tells a story about Libby and I would start singing this. And those were in the days when people were smoking in the bars and people would be talking and their heads would turn and they'd have cigarettes. And he used to watch and see how much ash fell because they would
forget
listening to this song. So this is the first time we've actually done this in a virtual concert. I want to dedicate this to, you know, when I was growing up, my mom was played the viola in the orchestra in the college she was going to. My sister played piano. My aunt, you know, had played violin, and my dad didn't play any instruments, but he sang funny songs. I just remembered the other day. I don't know if anybody will remember this, but I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Does anybody remember? And bowl, a penny a pitch. I mean, it was a hit in the 40s and the 50s, and you know, so he gave me that little twist in there. But this is a song I learned going to the coffee houses in New Haven, and this one from the folk singer there, Randy Burns. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away. across the wide Missouri. I've traveled this wide world over, away, you rolling river. For 7 years I've been a rover. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. For her I've crossed the sparkling water. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Whoa, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, rolling the river. Whoa, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Well, that was nice to do that again. You know.
I look over at him and he's still a young man. In my mind's eye.
Yeah. All right, one last song. I take it everybody in this room is going to vote. Out there on YouTube, Facebook, the most consequential election of our lifetimes, and you all will make a difference. So this is a song that celebrates common ground, you know, when I wrote this in 2004 after the presidential election there, I wasn't feeling too good about it and thinking, how is politics going to get any worse than this? And of course, it is what it is. But you know, I wrote this song right here in this very room. Now I was like, you know, I mean, maybe it's just our community, but you know, there are conservatives, there are liberals in this community, and independents, and music is music brings people together, but it also reveals, again, the common ground. You know, as much as talk shows and TV ads are trying to divide us, we just don't find that's true, and it's reassuring and it's wonderful, and sometimes it's challenging.
Thank you.
But if everybody has the right, you know, the right feel, the right, you know, I come from Connecticut, P.T. Barnum, sucker born every minute, you know, so it's that's one of the legacies of Connecticut. But also Mark Twain lived there for quite a while, and so have a sing along if you would. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place. Every day opens the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled. Every day. No room in this heart for fear. No judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear. every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Ours a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Living mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So we are going to take 3, 4, maybe a 5-minute break, and before we come back for the after party, there is a donation tip jar. These shows are always free. We just love seeing you, and if you have a couple bucks, feel free to donate it, or to PayPal me or Venmo or mail it, and we appreciate it, and the Playhouse would appreciate it as well. And we're going to come back with really special guests. Last night, Don White and we were supposed to play at the Playhouse on White Lake, and it was all booked till COVID came along, and so it's fun. A year after, Don is going to be our first special guest tonight. Then we're going to have Robert Jones and Matt Watrova sing, so it's going to be very exciting. So really, thank you all, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Pretty good from back here. All right.
Well, we like to have these after parties where we have special guests that show up, and tonight I'm allowed to introduce this gentleman. I'd like to say a few things about Don White. First of all, he's one of the most genuine human beings that I have ever had the pleasure to be acquainted with. Every time I hear his stories, he touches my heart, and I weep. So, without further ado,
How's that for an intro, Don?
I hope he's here.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
I was going to say, she's introing people who aren't here tonight.
No, here I am. That was a wonderful set, you guys. That was great. So, it's good to hear you all. Good to be here. That was quite an introduction. I'm not sure that I can live up to any of that. Let me just play a song. How's that sound? I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown and spend them all on you? I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future, now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year. If cancer was a man, I'd punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight. Well, of course, I will be staying home. Thank you.
We need to unmute some more people here. Raise your hands, people, if you want to be unmuted.
Well, that's my song, David. It's time for you to take over now, isn't it? There you are.
David's muted.
Just unmute, David. I can't unmute you from here.
I'm trying. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Good. Yeah, this is it's kind of. I don't have my normal setup here. Here in our studio, I don't have the same setup. So, there you go. Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
Better than most.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, and thank you for the.
Don,
the
we're going to
highly
sit down and talk someday, you and I.
Sure. As long as you stay 10 feet away from me, be fine.
That'll be fine. Then I have my next friend. Well, he's a Michigan treasure. The Reverend Robert Jones.
Whoa.
Well, thank you so much. I'll tell you, it's wonderful to be a part of this broadcast with you guys and of course the great Don White. And he can't stay home. There's one thing that will allow you to stay home, and that's this song. Because sometimes when I go around and we're doing all of this wonderful new music, I also remember that there's lots of cool old music like lying around that generations maybe don't know about. And there were these guys who were in the midst of the Great Depression, and they was like setting the standard for American guitar playing. And one of those, like the first guitar star in America was, or the first blues guitar star anyway, was a guy by the name of Blind Lemon Jefferson. And Don, the way that you stay home is you sing Blind Lemon Jefferson's song, which is called One Dime Blues. Well, I'm broke and I ain't got a dime. I'm broke and I ain't got a dime. Well, I'm broke and I ain't got a dime. Everybody has a luck sometime. I was standing on East Carroll Street one day, Lord. I was standing on East Carroll Street one day. I was standing on East Carroll Street one day. One dime was all I had. Daughter mean, Lord, mama, don't you treat your daughter mean. Well, mama, don't you treat your daughter mean. You the meanest woman a man most ever seen. I was standing on East Carroll Street one day, Lord, I was standing on East Carroll Street one day. I was standing on East Carroll Street one day, one dime was all I had. Don't you wish your friends was bad like Jesse James? Lord, don't you wish your friends was bad like Jesse James? Don't you wish your friends was bad like Jesse James? Take to the six-shooters highway, some passenger train. Well, one thing dime was all I had, Lord, one thing dime was With one thing that was all I had, but it left me cold in hand. Well, I bought him morning news. Lord, I bought him morning news. I bought him morning news, and I bought a cigar too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Libby, I
Thank
guess
you.
if you ain't got no money, you can't go out, right?
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Well, I'm a committed Matt Watroba junkie, and I'll confess it now. And I go through withdrawal if I don't hear him often enough. So tonight, I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Watroba. I hope he's here.
Matt, if you're out there, unmute yourself because I don't see you under Matt.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think the show is on tonight.
Somebody needs to call and wake Matt Watroba up.
He's doing one of those sing-along things tonight.
He said he was going to be a bit late.
Oh.
In lieu
Lou.
of Matt not being here, I think I'll take this opportunity to sing a 32-second song called 3 Mules by Eric von Schmidt. Well, I drove 3 mules for George McVeigh. Drove them 3 mules on a chain. And the nigh one's Judy and the middle one's Jane. The one out on the stick, he didn't have no name. Well, let me tell you about George McVeigh. George McVeigh was half insane to have 3 mules and just 2 names. That's all I remember about George McVeigh. And on that note, I will send it back over to Don White.
Oh, okay. I'm back. Hey, that was wonderful. Nice tune. Everybody needs a 32-second song in their repertoire. All right, so this is something that's pretty new, but I've always wanted to write this song, and the idea of it is that I always feel like it's been sort of a underappreciated miracle that people who are who not raised well, whose parents had drug problems or alcohol problems or mental health issues, and so the children sort of raised themselves. There's a fair amount of those in the world. I always feel like it's an underappreciated miracle when one of those children turns out to be kind when they didn't know kindness, and nurturing to their own children when they didn't know it themselves, or generous of spirit when they didn't see that coming up, and so I just felt like they needed a song, and so here you go. This is something that's relatively new. Hope you like it. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty's always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night and have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. When there is hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, not your hypnotizing smile. It's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story and the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Just the most perfect example of why I just love you, Don White.
Back at you, Libby, back at you. And thanks for all that you guys are putting out into the world. Just defiant hope and humanity. So, bravo.
Thank you. Well, Matt Watrova.
Yeah, I thought that Don White guy was funny. What was that all about?
There he is. There's my partner.
He's here. Me, I'm going through withdrawal over here. Matt, I'm so glad you joined us tonight, and I'm so glad to hear you sing for us tonight. Take it away.
You want me to do that right now? I've been singing for an hour and a half, doing a community sing for the library.
Good for you.
Which was just a lot of fun. Well, hey, everybody. Hey, Robert Jones. Good to see you. Libby. Did you finally kick Tamulevich out of the band, Libby? Where is he?
He's on ice.
I see his hand now. Oh, let's do this one. We lost a great songwriter on Tuesday. He wrote a song that defied category. you could hear this song done by David Bromberg, Debbie Reynolds, Sammy, because it was just one of our great songs. And it was written by Jerry Jeff Walker, a late Texas songwriter. And I know you guys know this. You can at least help me on the chorus. It's supposed to be a true story about a guy Jerry Jeff met in a jail cell in New Orleans. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe. Well, he jumped so high, you know he jumped so high. Then he lightly touched down. Met him in a cell in New Orleans, it was. It's down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age as he spoke right out. He talked of life, you know he talked of life. He laughed and slapped his leg and stepped. He said his name, Bojangles, and he danced for me. Across the cell, he grabbed his pants for a better stance and jumped so high. Then he clicked his heels. Then he let go a laugh, you know he let go a laugh. Then he shook back his clothes all around. You can sing this. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. See, my own story about this song is I used to play this dive called the Ann Arbor Roadhouse, which was right between Plymouth, where I grew up, and Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's no longer there. They just tore the thing down. But I used to play there on Friday and Saturday night, and there was a guy that would get so drunk that he told me that he would give me $5 for every time I played Mr. Bojangles. And as he got drunker, he'd forget that I had already played it. I made one time up to $75 playing Mr. Bojangles over and over and over again as he stuffed $5 bills into my goldfish jar. He said he danced for those minstrel shows and county fairs. Throughout the South, he spoke with tears of 15 years how his dog and him traveled about. His dog up and died, you know he up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. He said, now I dance at every chance in honky-tonks for the drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. Then he shook his head, and when he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. So I imagine he's up there trading songs with Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt. Be a hell of a jam to be part of right now, I'll tell you that. John Prine, stick a song in there too. Let's try it one more time, sing it with me. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on.
So Robert, ask
That'll be $5 a piece, please.
Okay.
Matt, will you stick around for another one?
I just got here. Sure, I'm here all night.
All right,
Tip your
Reverend.
waitress.
I thought we were gonna have to bail him out again, man. Well, y'all, let's go to the polls on the 3rd and make America great again. In 16 and 19, America started when 20-some Africans stepped onto the shore. And that was the start of America's dreaming, for they knew they'd see Angola no more. And there were the moments Jesus taught us of mercy, saying what you do unto others, you do unto me. Then he died on the cross to make all men holy. And our fathers, they died to make all men free. For these are the moments that call us to action, and these are the moments we learn how to stand. These are the moments when we rise to the vision. Let us endeavor for greatness again. And there were the moments we welcome the masses, the tired, the hungry, who yearn to breathe free. And they followed the dream like so many before them. And they followed the dreaming just like you and me. And there was the moments we cheered for Apollo, and the moment we wept when Columbia fell. United like men in the days of Pearl Harbor, they left friends and families and marched into hell. But these are the moments that call us to action, and these are the moments we learn how to stand. These are the moments we rise to the vision. Let us endeavor for greatness again. And there was that moment we forgot about color and elected a leader in spite of his skin. And he helped lead us back from the brink of disaster. Let us endeavor for that moment again. And there were dark moments when young men like Emmett were cut down in their prime by the hate of the Klan. Can we really sit by over 60 years later and do nothing while it all happens again? So these are the moments that call us to action, and these are the moments we learn how to stand. These are the moments we rise to the vision. Let us endeavor for greatness again. So let us rise up in the year of the COVID. Though we wear masks, let our spirits be seen. These are the moments we endeavor for greatness. And let us realize the American dream. And let us fulfill America's dream.
So powerful.
Thank you.
Mr. White, if you please.
Okay. Robert, that was wonderful. Thank you. Mawatroba, nice job. Are you going to play the same song later if everyone threatens to give you $5?
I know my crowd, man. A lot of them have already forgotten.
You know,
Who's got $5? All I got is one thin dime.
You only get the first verse then.
There you go. I'll take a dime's worth.
You know, that's one thing about being in the comedy business and having an older audience is that the jokes are always new to them. It really takes the pressure off you for that. So it's great to be with you all. I Michigan is sort of my home away from home. It's the first place outside of New England that I got to play every year. I would normally be there twice or is up to 5 times a year. So I really miss you all out there, and so glad to see you. Glad to see you through technology. I overheard a man complaining how his 401k was not performing quite how he would like it to. As he sipped his double latte and continued to complain, I thought about that day in 1982. We were living in the shack with the outhouse in the back. If I'm not mistaken, you were pregnant too. We thought it might be funny to count up all of our money and discuss all the investing we could do. We pulled our pockets inside out, pulled the cushions off the couch, stuck our fingers way down deep inside. And then we emptied out the pockets of the jackets in our closet, but not one single penny did we find. So after the realization our financial situation was not conducive to investment at this time, we decided to invest in what we've always done best. We danced around the kitchen for a while. We do the victory dance. When life is such a mess, we don't know what else to do. We do the victory dance. When being penniless became literal to me and you. Well, you can jump off of a building, take a bunch of pills, or you can walk around in a trance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, go on and do the victory dance. I got fired from a job I had been working at for 20 years faithfully. Oh dear, oh God of mine, how will I ever survive without a corporation taking care of me? I was so stressed out for weeks I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I didn't think that things would ever turn my way. And then a couple months went by, I began to realize, man, I really hated working at that place. So I started working for myself, improved my mental health. Now I'm happier than I've ever been before. Oh dear, oh my, oh God, I should have quit that stupid job 19 years ago. I do the victory dance when my life forces me to go out on my own. And then I just declare victory and I march my army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. If you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas, go on, do the victory dance. When your life forces you to go out on your own, just declare victory and then march your army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, if you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas. If your health is getting worse but you can still flirt with the nurse. If the world has gone to hell and you cannot buy any Purell. If you're stuck in a tiny house with your children and your spouse. If they canceled all your shows and you've got nowhere to go, now you're sitting in a room playing concerts on Zoom. What? And you wonder what it means to play songs to a computer screen. And across the top are little squares. And all your friends are trapped inside of there. And you say to your friends who are trapped in the squares, give me a sign, let me know you're all okay in there.
No.
square number 15 just held up a sign that said, "Save me." You know, being trapped in a square on a computer screen is just a metaphor for quarantine. If you lose your money, but you still got your honey. If you lose your honey, but you still got some money. If you find it hard to cope because your kids are all on dope, don't surrender yet. Try not to forget in this game of life we're in. In this game of life we're in. In this game of life that we are in. If you don't die, you win.
Woo!
Matt Watroba.
Don, that made me want to dance like the president. Did you see him dance to YMCA?
I can't watch the president. I'm only made out of certain material, and that is.
my wife pointed out that he dances kind of like he's trying to get out of a straitjacket, which I thought was kind of cool.
Handcuffs.
Bulletproof vest.
Well, for those of you who may not know this, I spend a lot of time, doing solo stuff, but I also spend an equal amount of time hanging out with Robert Jones there in the Paul Lynde Square, at least in my screen. And we do all kinds of concerts together, and I would really check out my website to find out where we're going to be playing next. We're going to be doing a show for the Linden Tree Coffee House next Saturday, which we're really looking forward to. That's in your neck of the woods, right, Don?
Yeah, just a couple towns over, yeah.
Yeah, I wish we were there physically. It'd be good to see you. But I thought of this song after Robert played his new song that I love so much. This is a song that I wrote on Martin Luther King Day weekend after Robert and I had done about 6 different events celebrating Dr. King. And it's still my favorite holiday. I joke that, no one's had the guts to make a furniture sale out of it yet, I'm sure they will sooner or later, but for now it is a pure and wonderful celebration of what that man stood for. And I'll tell you what, all this talk about voting, all you need to do is go down in the South and talk to some folks who were not allowed to do it in the 1950s and 60s. And you realize how important it is to get out there and do that for them. Of course, for the people who fought wars so that we could do it. But when I'm at the voting booth, I think of Fannie Lou Hamer, and I think of those folks up until the 1960s who couldn't do it because they were just prohibited to do it. So I'm going to sing this song for Dr. King and for my friend Robert Jones, who I treasure our time together. So after doing about 6 of these events, I woke up with this whole chorus in my head. Didn't change a word of it, and decided I needed to go and learn a little bit more about the history and put it in the song. I wasn't there in '55 when Rosa took that fearless ride. I couldn't stand outside the jail singing free at last. I wasn't there that awful day they took those choir girls away. I couldn't see their mother's eyes or hear the wicked blast. But Martin Luther, I am here to march and sing right through this fear. I will hold this candle proud and hope to light a spark. Martin Luther, hear my prayer. I am here and I declare love will drive the hate away and shine right through the dark. In Little Rock they took a stand. I wasn't there to hold her hand or feel the cold and evil stare she felt as she walked by. I couldn't feel the summer breeze that blew across the rubber trees where nooses hung for all to see. I wasn't there to cry. So Martin Luther, I am here to march and sing right through this fear. I will hold this candle proud and hope to light a spark. Martin Luther, hear my prayer. I am here and I declare, love will drive the hate away and shine right through the dark. I wasn't there in '63, but your dream's still alive in me. 200,000 marched back then, even more now beat the drum. I wasn't there in '68, when the sin of violence sealed your fate. I couldn't hear the mournful cries of we shall overcome. So Martin Luther, we are here to march and sing right through our fear. We will hold these candles proud and hope to light a spark. Martin Luther, hear our prayer. We are here and we declare, love will drive the hate away and shine right through the dark. Our love will drive this hate away and shine right through the dark.
Thank you, Matt. You know, it was songs like that, just like that. Bless your heart for writing that song. But those were the kind of songs when I was a young girl and 10 years old and picked up my first guitar. Songs that meant something, songs that had a message. And
you're still doing that, Libby.
And I'm still doing that. So thank you, Matt, for writing that.
Really, and thank you all, not only for staying, but Don and Robert and Matt for coming and doing songs. It's really, it's a favorite. I know I'm torn between what's the favorite part of the show. All of you in your little boxes, and because it's just so fun to have the chance to talk. We had a great talk before the show started, and if people want to stick around afterwards. We can chat some more, and yes, and again, there's a donation if you want to, if you can make one. If not, thank you for being here. And Root and Rain?
Root and Rain. If you want to do Root and Rain, let's do Root and Rain.
All right. No, it's.
We turn the earth.
I turn things over to Libby and I forget.
That was a surprise, by the way. Thank you, Whitehall, very much. We really enjoy singing for you. We always will. And for everyone who's helped us out tonight, all our guests, yes. Robert and Matt and Don.
Really, check out the Playhouse's website and the shows that they have, because they're just top notch. It's very creative programming. And great. So,
well, this song's called Root and Rain.
We turn the earth in winter's shadow, knowing spring is drawing near, keeping faith with summer's promise and the turning of the year, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. No, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. A simple pleasure, planting gardens, picking stone and pulling weeds, a space beyond the rush and clatter, finding something that we need, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. No, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Mysteries not quite forgotten, something that we now reclaim, down through countless generations, wind and fire, root and rain, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. No, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Post-industrial techno-visions tell us how to think and feel. We ignore the corporate chatter and derail their grinding wheels, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. knowing that we have the power, each of us in our own way, to make these moments something better. All great changes start that way. And sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. So we turn the earth and keep the promise, root and river, sun and air, share the harvest and remember who we are and why we care. And sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And really look up Don White, Robert Jones, Matt Witroba. They're doing live virtual shows. Tell your friend, yeah, we hope to see you again. And if you want to stick around for a little chat in Zoom, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you again. And we're going to see